Hi, everyone. I'm Willow Weatherall, and I direct the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to Small Scale Development Day for South Bend. I'm really pleased that so many people are interested in what we're doing in South Bend, especially empowering women entrepreneurs to be leaders in our community's revitalization. What you're going to hear today is the result of a really wonderful partnership between the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, the City of South Bend, in particular, Aldridge-Hughes division, the Engagement and Economic Empowerment team, and which is housed within Community Investment, and the Incremental Development Alliance. And so those three organizations have been working really closely. And what you're going to hear today is the result of 4 months of intensive training and support. But I definitely want to situate what you'll hear today within a larger context and timeline, because small scale development work has been happening in our community. The training and the relationship between the city and IncDev, I think, began in 2017. So that's when the foundation began to be laid for the work that you'll, and the results that you'll see today. And so some of the behind the scenes work that IncDev has been involved in is really transforming building code in our community, which is going to facilitate and remove barriers to allow us to return density to our neighborhoods. So I want to make sure to say a special thank you to Mike Keene of Thrive Michiana for introducing IncDev to the city of South Bend. And to say that we've been working sort of to prepare this cohort. Probably it's taken about 1.5 years of collaboration between different organizations to get to this point. And from my perspective at St. Mary's, I want to give a special thank you to the city and thank you to the McFarland Family Foundation and also to AT&T for providing the financial support for us to really lean in on this project. And then in terms of the timeline, I think people are going to be excited to see the results that we've been able to produce within 4 months, but we are far from finished. So everyone who is on this call today is now part of a greater ecosystem of support for these projects. And the city is really in it for the long haul to see each of these projects through. And we're excited to, hopefully this will inspire more people to become involved in future cohorts of small scale developers. So it is my pleasure to turn things over to Alkina Aldridge, Director of the city's Engagement and Economic Empowerment team.
Thank you, Willow, and thank you for all of our partners and collaborators on this project tonight. This presentation is a culmination of really about 5 or 6 years of work and understanding what some of our most vulnerable neighborhoods and vulnerable residents need to thrive. So these women are really a part of understanding that, you know, our cavalry is not coming, and also understanding how we as a city begin to build the capacity of folks like these wonderful women and developers to be that cavalry and to begin to rebuild our neighborhoods incrementally and inclusively. So I'm really here to learn. I'm sorry you can't see my face, but I'm so happy to be here and so thrilled that this work is really coming together like this. I hope that these women will really spark and light a fire for anyone else who wants to be a developer or a community transformation leader. So we want to connect with all of you if that's what you want to do. And we're here to build critical mass of folks that are interested in this work and are here again for the long run, because it's incremental, but it's long range work. So we're all in it for the long run. And I'll let our women take it from here. They're the real cavalry. Thanks, Willow.
Thanks, Alkina. So we're going to have just a quick introduction from one of our fantastic faculty members from IncDev. Monty Anderson has been a partner and a coach for many of these projects. And he's joining us from on the road. Are you in Texas right now, Monty?
I'm on Texas to see my grandkids in Texarkana. So yeah, I'm heading out today to see them. So this is I can't tell you, Willow, how this is what this meant to us, and to see women developers work in South Bend, which has become like a really my favorite city. If I should have been born in that area up there. I don't belong down here in Texas. I actually belong up there, but this is my home. But anyway, women, I think will make better developers because women nurture and they cultivate, and that is a big part of what we teach at Incremental Development, how to cultivate your neighborhood. The one project is only the one project. The real project is the neighborhood. And I think that what you've got here, they already had the energy, they had the ideas, they had the enthusiasm, they had the intelligence to do this. All we had to do was line up a few things for them to structure their projects. But I am so proud and pleased to participate today, and just glad to be in South Bend. And I wish all of you good luck today. Thank you.
Thank you, Monty. So a couple kind of housekeeping notes. What we're going to do is each presentation is about 7 minutes long, and we'll use the chat for questions and comments. So as you can go ahead and put questions in as they come up, or after we pause just briefly after each presentation, and I'll moderate the chat and feed those questions to our presenters. If you need subtitles, if you click on the bottom of your screen under the More settings, the 3 dots with the More, you can select Live Transcript. And that'll give you sort of automatic subtitles at the bottom of the screen as people are presenting. And let me just quickly see, hopefully if anybody else has anything, you can either put it in the chat and we'll address it. But for our presenters, first up is Barbara Turner. So Barbara's got her camera on, and then all of the rest of us are going to mute and turn our cameras off.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'll be sharing information with you about my Elmo project. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I attended the SPARK program, also Hustle SVE, the South Bend Entrepreneurship and Adversity Program. I have 30 years of business experience and 3 years of home renovation. I grew up in Mississippi with grandparents, and they were sharecroppers. And being a sharecropper, we had a home that didn't have running water inside. We got water from the faucet out at the back porch. And there was also no inside bathroom. We had what is called an outhouse. One summer, I visited relatives in St. Louis. They had a beautiful ranch home, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and I just dreamed of having something like that one day. After graduation, I moved to South Bend. I got married, had 3 children. At the age of 26, I designed and had my own ranch home built. The day that I moved in, I was standing in my living room, feeling blessed, feeling so thankful. And my heart just said, I want to help some other young family feel just like this. That desire would never leave. I talked about building the subdivision all my kids' life. So much so that my son said to me, Mom, just do it. What are you waiting for? I said to him, I have to raise y'all. You got a family to take care of. Plus, I don't know how. I need to learn first. So later on, after my youngest daughter graduated, my son came back and said, Mom, you can't blame us no more. It's time for you to do that subdivision you're always talking about. Use that faith that you tell us to use. And I kept telling him, I need to learn how. So while I'm telling him I need to learn how, he started his own business in Chicago. And it grew so fast, he came back to me and go, Mom, since you're not doing yours, you can come help me do mine. And he wanted me to quit my job to do it because he needed me over there almost every day. And I told him, well, look, I can't just depend on you for money. Let me pray about it. So after much prayer, I did finally quit my job. And in the last 3 years, we completed 24 projects. And 2 years ago, during that time, I started my own business. And my mission in my business is to provide comfortable homes with some of the luxuries without the expense. So, name of my business is Revive Homes. The home that you see before you is the before picture of a neighborhood in Chicago. This was one of the worst homes on that block. And what we did, we rehabbed the outside and we rehabbed the inside. We also added a new 2-car garage in the back. And the neighbors was very thankful because that home had been an eyesore. Here's another home that we did that wasn't in the neighborhood, but it was in the John Hancock building. It's one of my proudest moments of something that I never dreamed I could do. It's on the 68th floor in the heart of downtown Chicago. And what we did here, the before picture, we took out the wall in the front and the wall on the side. And in the after, you can see the wall out. We also raised the ceiling in the kitchen because I could touch it with my hand and I'm very short. So since working in Chicago, helping their neighborhood get better, since I live in South Bend, I want to bring my business, Revive Home, to our own neighborhood. And so I'm starting my farm on the west side of South Bend off Lincoln Way. And the neighborhood is a business and residential area. It's close to schools, restaurant, and water park. Also got close access to travel by bus, train, or plane. My target market is small families, single or married couples with children, approximate age 25 to 35, that's also looking for their first home, or they're just looking for a better home. In this area, the Kennedy Water Park from this project is a 5-minute walk. The Amtrak station is a 10-minute walk. And the South Bend International Airport is a 5-minute drive. So the property for the Elmer project is a single family, 1.5-story residential home, has 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, has a full basement, office space in the attic, fenced backyard, 1.5 detached car garage with parking for 3 to 4 cars. The 4th car can park in the front because the driveway will hold 3 cars easily. The floor plan shows you, when I first bought the home, the main level was 828 square feet. But adding the attic space, it comes up to 1,286 square feet. The 2 bedrooms is on the main level. There's a 3rd bedroom in the attic and also a large office space in the attic. My project time schedule: in August, we did the mechanicals, doors, walls, and floors. In September, we started the bathroom and the kitchen cabinets. In October, the kitchen appliances arrived, most of them. In November, once everything else arrives and the countertops get put in, because we've been waiting on that from back order, it'll be ready for listing. My total project cost is $33,817. My acquisition cost is $17,282. My hard cost, $14,180, which was the rehab cost. My soft cost was $2,355, which include tax and insurance and the utilities. Based on a rent projection of $850 a month, the annual gross potential income is $10,200. That's a 10% vacancy rate and an operating expense of 25%. That should give me a net operating income of $6,630. So this is another home that we did in Chicago on Sangamon Street. The bathroom that you see is actually in the basement. So after providing all of this for another area, my desire is that families have the opportunity to have a nice place to live. Providing luxurious and comfortable home is my contribution to helping them get that nice place to live. So in closing, I'll let you know that after the Elmer project is listed in market and someone wants to live in it, I'll be transitioning to another project that's already in the making. And also, I have an opportunity to purchase a property that I am currently the project manager for. What's so great about this project, there's a tenant already in it. The tenant has been there for the past 7 years. And what's really wonderful is there's automatic monthly payments, so I don't have to worry about getting paid. So thank you for listening to my presentation. Here's my contact information for anyone interested in partnering or investing with Revive Home to help improve our neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
So we're going to open it up in the chat for questions for Barbara about her project. Questions or comments? I know sometimes it takes a minute for people to add things in. Barbara, somebody is asking for your contact information.
Okay.
So I think, Maricela, it looks like you may have started screen sharing. If you could stop screen sharing so that we can get Barbara's contact info back up. Okay, so Barbara, we're hearing great story. Thank you. Great job from Maggie Gibney. Beautiful home.
Thank you, Maggie.
Yeah, you got some fans here. So Elias Krim is asking, how many folks are helping you all do this good work? And Elias, I don't know if that was directed just to Barbara or more generally, but Barbara, you can talk about the support that you're getting.
Well, with me, it's me. My husband hand me the tools. My son did come help out one day, but basically it's with this project, I'm self-financing. And so we're doing it all alone, but my next project, I'm hoping to get financial help and some partnering. And so we're looking to hire some subcontractors. If I can, anybody out there listening that's a subcontractor that want to help me fix the neighborhoods, I'm ready.
Barbara, the next question from Kate Lee, she's asking, will the renovated homes all be rentals or will they be sold? I'm glad someone pitched you this question because you can talk about your dual strategy here.
Yeah, my ultimate goal is that someone owns the homes that I'm doing. But if they can't afford, because I am looking to improve our neighborhoods and I'm looking for people in the neighborhood who want to just have a better quality of life. And I would love for some of them to purchase the home. But I understand sometimes financially they may not be able to. So I am willing to rent the home to give them an opportunity to get into a position where they can buy it. But my ultimate goal, I want people to be homeowners.
Barbara, David Hurley has asked a question that I think you've sort of answered, but maybe you want to touch on it a little bit more. He says, startup capital is always an obstacle to new development projects. How did you finance your initial project?
Save, and pay as I go. Working with my son in Chicago, as he would give me money, I'd throw it aside because I knew I had a project I wanted to start. And so I did like a little bit here and a little bit there. And then after I stopped working for him, when COVID hit, I just had a little money left and saved up, and I did it that way. And so that's how I did it, because I knew when I finished, I didn't want to have to pay all the money back out.
Barbara, Stacy Jeffers is asking, what has been your biggest challenge in launching your business?
Actually, me, because like my son kept pushing me to do. Once I stepped out on faith and just did it, all the challenges that I face, you just figure it out. You can't do one thing, you do it another way. You just do it. And the one thing that I was letting you know in my presentation, that I hesitated because of my children, that I thought I couldn't do it because I had to raise them. But what I didn't actually put in there, doing it now, I have a 8-year-old and a 6-year-old grandchildren that actually I have to take to work with me sometimes. And even being at home when I'm preparing and getting stuff together, they want to help. They want the paintbrush. They want this. So doing that with them made me realize I could have did it with my kids, but it was my own hesitation and fear that held me back. So anybody out there with that passion, don't blame your kids like I did.
Barbara, I'm going to pitch you 2 more questions. One is from Nancy Oshanowski, and she asked, do you find yourself doing the work or serving in more of a CEO role? Oh, you just answered it. But she also asks, what is your growth strategy? And maybe where where you see yourself in terms of the role.
Well, my yes, I definitely find myself doing the work, all of it mostly. Where I'm headed is that subdivision, and this is my stepping stone to get there. I want to improve the neighborhoods, but actually I want to build a neighborhood. That's my ultimate goal, and it can be right in the middle of the city. If I find areas that's got enough land and enough areas for me to build new homes and have a group of homes right there, but I also want a grocery store that people can go to right in their own neighborhood. And so I have plans for, whole little community. And it will happen because I have faith in God. God gave me this desire when I was 26 years old. He waited till I was a little over the 5 mark to start me on this journey. But I said, you're not too old, and you always got time until you cover it up with dirt.
Barbara, the last question, I'm going to try to combine Kathy Schuth's question, and David Hurley has asked something similar, but about counting your sweat equity and time as a cost. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you factored that in?
Well, right now, that's not factored in, but it will be on the next project. Sometime you got to give a little. And so that's what I was willing to do. I didn't expect to make a lot of money while I was working. The fact that I get my money back plus a profit is wonderful. But yeah, this project I definitely made a profit, a nice profit on this project. But I really did it because I'm passionate about helping families live well. I have friends and some family members who are renting homes, and they tell me the condition that it is and can't get any help to fix it. So I said, instead of me just listening and saying I wish it was something I could do, there is something I can do. And so that's why I'm doing this.
Barbara, I hope you get a chance after the presentation to check out the chat, because people are giving you a lot of love, and rightfully so. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and thanks for kicking off a fantastic first presentation.
Well, thanks everyone. I really appreciate your comments, and I thank you for your questions too. So just know, if you have this desire and you don't want to go it alone, get my contact information, call me. I love sharing. I love helping. I don't want to do this by myself. I am willing to help, tell you everything I can about how I did it, and then we can also learn together.
Thanks again, Barbara.
You're welcome.
Maricela Navarro, you are up.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a development by OxFox carriers, and the name of the project is called 630 West. My name is Maricela Navarro. I am the owner of OxFox carriers. I am a Spark graduate. I graduated from IUSB in 2016, and I graduated from Riley High School in 2010. And I'm also an employee of the South Bend Community School Corporation. My team is my family. My parents, my brother, and my children are my inspiration to keep going and to accomplish my goals. I was born and raised in South Bend. I believe that South Bend is a central location to Indianapolis, Chicago, and Detroit. I believe that our city has amazing opportunities. I believe in bettering our community and bettering our schools. 630 West is a mixed-use apartment building of 55 square feet. It is located in what was used to be known as the Studebaker Corridor. It is south of downtown, west of US 31, east of State Road 23, and it is at the corner of Scott Street and Indiana Avenue. It is also located in a hub zone. Within 2 miles, we are from downtown South Bend, Four Winds Casino, the Croc, which is our community center, Rum Village Park, and Ignition Park is less than a mile away. 630 West is located in an area where there are many developments going on around in the past decade. We have Ignition Park, which is a state certified technology park. We have the brand new Four Winds Casino, and we also have the South Bend Police Department and the Armed Forces Reserve less than a mile away. Recently in that area, as you can see in the picture, there has been a lot of demolition. There used to be buildings and houses there, and within the past decade, those have been demolished. As a result of that, it feels like there is a fresh of breath air, and there are more people out walking their dogs. I see people running all the time, and I see families sometimes going out and playing with their dogs in those front lawns as well. I believe this area is short of retail shops, coffee shops, therapists, accountants, and much more. In the neighborhood, we already have businesses like Spintex, Craft Tire, BSR Roofing, Engel Manufacturing, South Bend Foreman Tool Company, and there's also the Hoosier Tep Bar and Grill. The target market for 630 West is entrepreneurs ready to take the next step and move into their own space outside of their homes. 630 West will consist of 4 retail spaces and 2 apartments, 1 studio, and 4 storage units. The retail office space, we plan to keep a simple design. In the floor plan, the first floor is the first apartment, which is approximately 656 square feet. There would be the 4 retail office spaces, each having their own door with their own storefront. The second floor will house the second apartment of 766 square feet with 1 bathroom and 2 bedrooms. In the basement area, that's where the studio will be located, that has 824 rentable square feet. The second basement will have three of the same storage units of 132 square feet and 1 storage unit of 88 square feet. The gross income potential for this building in the 2 apartments is $1,350 a month, the studio $400 a month, the 4 retail spaces combined $2,150 per month, and the 4 storage units $620 per month. Based on this number, the estimated net operating income is $34,381 that includes a 12% vacancy rate, and the operating expenses estimated at 30%. I kept the vacancy rate a little high at 12%, but I think that this space is a very doable space to be rented out to anyone in our neighborhood for as little as $500 a month. Things on our to-do list is the deed transfer, which this will be a gift from my parents to the company. There's also, we have to build the storefronts. Flooring has to be done. We have to put a new air conditioning unit. The walls have to be put up to divide the retail spaces, a new bathroom, and also the kitchen in the second apartment. We still have to do a land survey and the architectural design with the city permits. That is why we are asking for a loan of $190,000 with a rate at 6.5% and the amortization of 20 years with a term of 7 years. This will put us at a monthly debt service of $1,417 with our annual debt service at $16,999. The cash flow after the debt service is $17,382, giving us a debt service ratio of 2.02, giving our cash on cash return approximately at 23%. In December, we plan on having the architectural design complete. And if we are able to obtain the loan, then in January, we should be able to begin with the masonry of the building, doing everything on the outside, windows, doors, and floors, and the storefronts with each having their own door. And in February, moving inside of the building, adding the AC heating units, including the walls, painting, and getting everything ready for the grand opening in May of 2021. Thank you for your time, and this is my contact information.
Maricela, thank you. We'll just give people a few seconds to go ahead and put comments and questions into the chat. So I think I see one, oops, I just lost my chat screen. I saw one question come through from Tanya Robinson, and she asked that you share your architect information.
Okay, are you guys able to see my information?
Yep, and this Tanya was asking about the architect. So maybe the person that helped draw up the floor plans for the different units.
Oh yes, it was Anna Kong, and I can share her information too.
Okay, wonderful. Mike Keene is asking if you've spoken to any banks yet about the financing that you need.
Not yet. That is our next step after this presentation.
Okay, excellent. David Hurley is asking, have you received any feedback from neighborhood residents about the kind of retail operations they might desire or support?
No, we have not, due to the current situation. We have not been very involved in our neighborhood this year.
Maricela, if I'm correct, your parents, are they still living in at that property or close by?
They are. Yes. It's a very actively used property, and currently it is considered a single resident house because that is where they live. So the 2 apartments, it's where we need to add the walls back up again and add the second kitchen to the 2nd floor.
Great. So your family has had a presence there for a while.
Yes, for over 10 years.
That's great. So we're seeing some wonderful comments. Great job. It looks amazing. This has amazing potential. Really wonderful job. You guys are making my entire 2020. I agree. We needed stories like this. Let's see. We have a question. Have you thought about approaching micro lenders?
I believe we discussed it when we were in Spark, but I have to look into it again.
Yeah, I know that Maricela, at one point we were looking at a combination of financing options for another business venture that would have involved engaging some CDFIs. So that's something that the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, the city, and some of our other partners will continue to work closely with all of our the participants in these projects to make sure that they're connected to the capital that they need. Grant Carlisle suggests checking out Kiva Loans and perhaps connecting with South Bend Heritage as well. So great. Thank you, Maricela. I am incredibly excited. You know, Maricela, this property is located in one of our, you know, in a historic commercial corridor, and it's exciting to see things come back to life where there were once thriving businesses right behind one of the Studebaker plants. So really, really excited for you. Next up is Octavia Ray. And then Octavia, make sure you turn on your camera as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Octavia Ray. I would like to formally introduce you to Righteous Estates, which is a development by Righteous Kingdom Customs, LLC, where we are rebuilding our neighborhoods and recreating family structure. My name is Octavia Ray, and I am the owner of Righteous Kingdom Customs, LLC. We are located at 1314 Mishawaka Avenue in South Bend. Just to give you a little bit of information about myself, in 2016, I graduated from IU Real Estate School. In 2018, I graduated from the Spark program. In 2019, I started Righteous Kingdom Customs, LLC, and I also completed the Spark Mastermind program. In 2020, I completed Hustle SBE program, as well as the Incremental Development Cohort. And I am also president of Ladies of Araga Entrepreneur Cohort. So Righteous Estates has been inspired to make a change in my local community by providing affordable housing, empowering small business owners and entrepreneurs with retail spaces, and leaving a legacy for my children and generations to come. This community means the world to me. I have literally raised my children here from ages 2 to 5 years old. They've attended all the local schools, as well as graduating from Adams High School. We share many memories, including picnics at our local parks. So this is an area that I want to see continue to grow and thrive and be able to leave a legacy for my children in this area. So Righteous Estates is located on Mishawaka Avenue and South Emerson Street. It's a historic commercial corridor of River Park, and it's thriving with fresh entrepreneurs. Helping to empower this small but yet amazing neighborhood, we have 6 quality vacancies for multifunctional residents and retail units. And this is a new investment in a middle-class area that is a family-oriented neighborhood. Righteous Estates is a multifunctional retail and residential unit. This building will house 3 one-bedroom units and a studio unit, and this is a 2-level property at 2,200 square feet. This also provides a workspace for 2 family-owned businesses or entrepreneurs. It's a solid brick foundation to maintain its natural structure and continue the look in the River Park area. This scope is beautiful, and it directly addresses the lack of middle-class housing in this business area, and we're adding to the surrounding neighborhood. So our market analysis is our demographics is 34% minority rate in the area, excuse me. We're at a 37% rental rate and a 63% ownership rate. Those numbers tell us that it is a family neighborhood. It's a family built neighborhood. Our shortages are affordable housing, local gyms, indoor recreational and entertainment center, shoe stores, and I need an ice cream shop in this area, guys. So Righteous Estates schedule has been truly phenomenal and amazing in such a short time. On May 22nd, we actually received our first rental agreement for our first location, which is Righteous Kingdom Customs. September 6th, we signed our purchase agreement with the owner, our lender. October 1st, we did renovation on 2 of our units. November 1st, we have a total of 5 renovated units that are occupied. And December 1st, we will be at 100% capacity rates. So just a brief breakdown of our floor plan and blueprint. We have 2 one-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartments at 716 square feet. We have 2 retail storefronts, which is A and B, at 742 square feet. We have a 1-bedroom apartment at 375 square feet and a studio apartment at 350 square feet. These are a few of the images from the renovations in Righteous Kingdom Customs. We went in, had our walls redone, and put on new fresh paints of coats, of paint, sorry about that. Added in appliances and some retail functions, and it turned out to be a beautiful space with high traffic. So, to the numbers, our total projection cost is $138,000. Our land costs are $93,000. Our hard costs, $24,000, and our soft costs at $20,000. Our estimated net operating income is $28,900 with a 5% vacancy rate and an operating expense at 35%. Our annual debt service is $12,600. Our cash flow distribution is $19,600. Our debt service ratio is 3.12%, and our cash on cash return 65.5%. This area is truly amazing. It truly has great amenities, and it's truly structured as a family-oriented neighborhood. We're 5 minutes walking distance from IUSB. We're right by the farmers market where you're able to support our local farmers and local entrepreneurs who set up weekly. We're a 10-minute walk from the Potawatomi Conservatory, and we're a 15-minute walk from the public library and Potawatomi Zoo. So our target market for the River Park area is off-campus college students, bachelors and single ladies, entrepreneurs, people who work within a 10-mile radius, and people who love the city feel with a family structure, and people who love outdoor activities and entertainment. So again, Righteous Estates is the perfect place to invest in. We're helping rebuild our community. We're helping inspiring entrepreneurs, and we're building one step at a time. This project is so much more to me than just another piece of property or another stream of income. This is truly allowing me to build generational wealth for my family and leave a legacy for my children and the upcoming generations to come. And it also provides inspiration to let everyone know, don't give up because you're a single mother. Don't give up because of your criminal history. Keep pressing forward and keep your hope and your faith in God solely. This is a God-sent deal. And I thank everyone who helped along the way to make it happen. Thank you all. And if you're interested in investing, again, here's my contact information, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Octavia. We already have seen in the chat, Octavia, that you've got a lot of fans of the ice cream shop idea. A lot of people are saying, yes, we need this. Absolutely. Let me just scroll down. One question is, how can you leverage the existing businesses around your building?
Well, I believe that if they see us building relationships and connecting together, that's all the leverage we need. You know, I'm sorry, my first response I'm always gonna say is I'm gonna pray about it first. And I just truly believe that once they see the passion and God puts his hand in it, no is not an answer, and we can get things done together.
Another question is, what was the previous use of the space? What kind of retail and were the apartments occupied? Has it been vacant for a long time?
So when I came along to this property, neither retail spaces were occupied. They were both in a renovation state, which is where I jumped in, and the storefront owner next door also jumped in. From there, we had a total of 3 units that were occupied. And from there, it was a huge turnaround just because of the renovations. But since then, I have been able to get new tenants in, which eliminated some of my expenses as well because of the new leasing agreements. But it hasn't been hard at all to get tenants in. The retail spaces are vibrant, full with customers, and I'm really excited. As of right now, I have 1 unit available and it's going fast.
Octavia, I love this next question. I hope you'll lay out a little bit more of your vision for us, because Steve Lickey asks, are you looking to do other projects?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. As of right now, this is my first property, but I have to have 4 more. Each property will be an inheritance for my children. From there, we'll continue to keep building. So 5 is not my stopping number, but 5 is my I have to have number.
And Octavia, you mentioned you live in River Park, you've raised your children there. So talk a little bit about that vision that you have for those properties. Do you see you continuing to build in the River Park area then?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. There is a huge property that I'm interested in that is maybe 2 blocks away from me. And I would really like to get that up and going, not just for myself or for my children, but for the community. It's just sitting there, it's vacant, and I'm ready to move.
Octavia, Kathy Schuth asks, will you be managing the apartments yourself?
Absolutely. I am a hands-on person. I love people. I love to tell them about the goodness of the Lord. I love to tell them about my success story, just to give them hope. So if they can deal with me personally, one-on-one, and get to know me and get to know everything I overcame, then I'll always manage the properties. I want to be the person to give people hope. And my team is amazing, me and my husband. So I'm pretty much all about the business, and he is the property manager with the wallet.
Octavia, I'm going to pitch you one more question, although there are certainly a couple more in the chat. But Elias is asking, what was your biggest challenge so far?
My biggest challenge, I actually had 2 challenges. So my biggest challenge was not losing faith when all hell broke loose, excuse my language. Just not losing faith and continuing to keep pushing. And my second biggest challenge was dealing with different tenants and being firm. I'm a sweetheart. I try to please everyone, and I am learning that I can't please everyone, but I have to be firm and stand my ground. And Everything else God ordained. Like, he sent me the right architect. He sent me to the incremental development cohort program. He told me to reach out to the owner to purchase the property. Like, I cannot put emphasis enough on how much a $2 seed being sown to my church has. This is the harvest that I reap. So God is amazing.
Octavia, I know I said that was going to be the last one, but you just mentioned something that, and I want to draw out a little story for the audience to hear, because you mentioned some of the challenges, and I think related to COVID, but you had a sort of remarkable transformation with Righteous Kingdom Customs, kind of seizing an unexpected opportunity in that challenge. And I would love for people to hear, you know, what came out of that.
So this all started with COVID-19. Everyone says they hate COVID. True enough, we have lost so many lives. A lot of our family members have been affected. The economy has been affected, but COVID has truly been a blessing to me. I was given a word to trust God, and that's what I did. I was given the opportunity to make face masks. My income skyrocketed literally in a 3-month time frame, numbers I had never seen before in my life. And with that money, I invested everything in Righteous Kingdom. I invested everything in purchasing the property. I'm all in, no gluts, no glory, and I just trust God. So I thank God for giving me the gifts to be able to create custom items and custom face masks for the community, for the nation. I've shipped face masks across the nation, and this is the blessing that I got. So I reaped my harvest.
Octavia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Voll, you are up next.
And we need a share. Does that all look good? You can hear me?
Can hear you, Anne, but we can't see your presentation yet.
I'm sorry, what's that again? You can't?
We can't see your presentation yet, but it's okay. Take your time.
That screen is shared.
There we go. It's coming up now.
How's that?
Looking great.
Okay. Hello and good afternoon. My name is Ann Voll, and I will be introducing you to my project, which is the Sibley Center, an historical site along the Sample Street corridor in South Bend, Indiana. The goal of my project is to redevelop a space promoting entrepreneurs successfully beyond stage 1 of building a business plan with a spreadsheet. My discovery in this journey in redevelopment is that the utilization of space can be powerful. So how does an initiative intended to promote the success of entrepreneurs work? I'd like you to meet Mr. Holland, an original entrepreneur who set his roots on this property, Sibley Machine Works, which was founded in 1874 to build drill presses. Mr. Sibley, a Boston gentleman, sold the company at the turn of the century, and that would be the 19th century, to Mr. Holland, who is pictured here standing with a row of Sibley drill presses. In 1976, I married a life into manufacturing. This was the 4th generation of the Sibley legacy. I love new ideas and I love technology. I believe the future is ready for the application of new technologies into manufacturing and that it will be realized through entrepreneurs. I'm excited to share with you today how confident I am that a building can make ideas and technology come together. The incremental team called us to think about farming our community, creating wealth through small localized real estate development, all in my neighborhood. And it was mentioned at that time in the first session that commercial development was the equivalent of attending graduate school. So the task becomes, how do we farm 50,000 square feet of quality manufacturing space with appropriate power for manufacturing, utilizing forklift trucks and loading docks? This is my neighborhood. Commercially located, we are located just southeast of downtown South Bend. We're surrounded by high schools and colleges, the Boys and Girls Club, the green circle next to the star is diagonally across the street from us, maybe 1 block away. The United Way is investing $3 million to create a community center just south of us, the other green circle, all within a community and more broadly a region devoted to promoting entrepreneurs. At Sibley Center, we are farming in our community to promote successful small-scale development, supporting entrepreneurs in the pursuit of a good idea beyond that business plan or spreadsheet. By these numbers, why entrepreneur? Because it's good business. How do we entrepreneur? I'm a graduate of the St. Mary's Spark program and also a St. Mary's graduate. My husband is a graduate of the KEO project designed to promote entrepreneurs, and a recent add to our tenancy is a student currently attending RISE. So what happens following graduation? That's the entrepreneur's dilemma. When everyone says doubtfully, we wish you well and good luck. Being an entrepreneur can be a very lonely exercise. The naysayers abound, and our own minds may be our own worst enemy. I came across this great line of the great if that speaks to the world of being an entrepreneur. The day before something is truly a breakthrough, it's still a crazy idea. Sibley Center then is a physical space in keeping with the theme of real estate development. These example projects noted in this slide represent current residents. There's a magic. Our site map demonstrates the division of the complex as small-scale retail space, and our vision is to design each space in service of the aspiring entrepreneur, moving out of their proverbial garage, gaining the moral support of other entrepreneurs. We will be creating practical, affordable space designed for collaboration. And it's happening. In 2017, 5,000 square feet was remodeled, pictured here, as a prototype to demonstrate the many activities that might occur, believing in a model we had not yet fully quantified. In laying out our site map and building the pro forma formula, we learned how to quantify the value of our proposal. Looking at Sibley Center strictly as space, we know there is a potential gross income of nearly $550,000. If we project an occupancy rate of 85%, we have net potential income of nearly $470,000, and deducting for operating expenses, our net operating income would be just over $250,000. And I changed that and it says only 250,000, thank you. And allowing for sufficient resources to borrow upwards of $1,250,000, we continue to realize a cash flow of better than $150,000. Our strategy going forward dictates that we systematically plan to incrementally build out our space to achieve the goal for assisting and supporting entrepreneurs. So that was the beginning of our project in 2017, that we would remodel 5,000 square feet as a prototype opportunity. And that was to initially that the building in our retirement was used for storage. And we philosophically believe that that was not the right decision to make, for which I participated in the Spark program in 2019 and came into the incremental development program in this last quarter. We will have an auction to simplify the space November 13th, and then begin aggressively marketing to additional entrepreneurs and work-based learning, which has been a very nice attraction to the building. So I can't thank you enough for having attended today and listening to this presentation.
Anne, thank you. All right, questions and comments for Anne? And first, just a comment from Rachel Bell, great job. She says, I also love that it looks like it has the potential for makerspace, not just office desk space. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Anne? Because your background in manufacturing, I think, is an incredible asset to the space that you're building out.
Well, it was really difficult to be able to include everything that we wanted to achieve. And yes, absolutely. My original pitch for Spark was that the space would become an industrial makerspace, and that is how the building's being utilized. So it's not so much about co-working space as much as the industrial capacity that's there. So the forklift trucks and whatnot. So and loading docks lend itself to our being able to do that. And we saved enough equipment so that we've done Connexus interns for the last 4 years. And it was these interns that envisioned this last space that you see. They actually physically built this space, high school students. And this last summer, chatting about industrial makerspace, one of the Connexus interns said, well, where's the makerspace? So he started to redesign that at the end of the summer, and that's been laid out in a portion of the space too. But 50,000 square feet, it's hard to show you each of those individual spaces. So yes, absolutely, it's a makerspace. We have 3D printers. We have students that attend on Saturday to do science fair Saturdays to learn how to be entrepreneurs and makers. The gal there who was waving to you in that conference space actually has been designing the curriculum for students to participate as entrepreneurs, and she's pretty remarkable. Many of you may know her. That's Amanda Serenovy of Riverbend Math.
And I think you mentioned one of your tenants is doing maybe t-shirt printing.
Yes, we have Brett moved in about 3 weeks ago. So he's designing and selling t-shirts. And then we have an e-commerce business, 2 young gentlemen that have started it's the resale of merchandise. It's all new merchandise, and they have designed a digital package to go along with it that's pretty interesting. So we're excited to see the potential of what they may be able to accomplish.
And another question from David Hurley. Can you elaborate on your philosophical decision not to use it as storage space? Some may consider that a practical interim use.
We thought so too, but there appears to be enough there appears to be enough storage space in the community. And this building is in really good shape, and it was designed, I mean, it was built out for manufacturing and maintained all those years. I mean, this building's been in active use for over 150 years. And it has loading docks and forklift trucks. And you can see how nice that it's been redesigned from this portion of the 5,000 square feet. And it just seemed, you know, and based on all of the, probably based on all of the witnessing that everyone's, you know, enjoying today, these incredible other women as entrepreneurs, this community, you know, economic development requires that there be some level of entrepreneurs and success of those entrepreneurs. The statistics for the success of entrepreneurs is not good, which is a good piece of why our philosophy is that if you have a place to entrepreneur with other entrepreneurs, you'll increase statistically the opportunity to succeed. So storage, I mean, you see the beautiful windows in the background. We're on Sample Street. The facade has the potential of becoming truly invigorating to the community. I mean, we're about that legacy of the community thriving, and storage doesn't meet that criteria.
And we've got a question from Mike. Whoops, sorry, my chat is the comments are coming in fast. Let me find that question. I think the question was something about the seeds. Oh yes, Mike Keene asked, what were the seeds that led you to this amazing vision?
Incremental development. We didn't know how to quantify the potential of what we might be able to accomplish. So when I came out of Spark originally, it was this, you know, this bright, cheery-eyed idea of an industrial makerspace, but what does that really mean? And so it was incremental development that helped us quantify how we might, you know, create spaces within this large space, and then be able to be a home to, as I said, other entrepreneurs. It's been a while coming, and of course, that's the greatest line. You know, you're supposed to pivot, or you're supposed to, you know, prototype, pivot when necessary, fail forward, and achieve your goals. And so that's what we're trying to do, and that's why it's incremental. We're not trying to build out an entire set of 50,000 square feet. We'll do it incrementally, which is why we're thrilled to have the units that we have now. And I think what the other gals have expressed too is when you take the risk to do the initiative and get started, good things begin to happen. And I would witness that I truly believe that God has a purpose in what we're doing. It's kind of it's this crazy faith that you step off the sidewalk and you tell your story, and it's remarkable how forthcoming others are to help you or give you new ideas and strengthen your confidence. And that's what we're experiencing too. This is really fun. Oh, and I like the idea of the ice cream shop. You know, what was the ice cream store down on Mishawaka Avenue? They produced ice cream years ago. I could see putting in ice cream. We will have access to Sample Street, which we never considered until we did this project. I have to be very honest that for 40 years, I drove to and from this building and produced product for everyone outside of this community. And this has given us a whole new look of being a part of a neighborhood. And we're really excited about that. We did a project with the Boys and Girls Club this summer with our Connexus interns, where because of COVID, we had to do it digitally, but it worked out really, really well. And the potential of, introducing students throughout the community to being entrepreneurs becomes the pipeline that we're really looking for, I think, to create new success in the community.
Anne, thank you so much. We're going to move on to a presentation by LaQuita Aldridge-Hughes, but Anne, I think you're going to be excited when you look in the chat. There are a number of people who are excited to tour your space. So thank you. It was a fantastic presentation.
So I need to give you back.
I think we're all set. NK,
Okay.
Yep,
Great.
screen, so it's just turning off your video.
And I need to turn off my video. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Hello, everyone. My name is LaQuita Aldridge-Hughes, and I am the owner of Milestone Academy. I am also a Spark graduate with the Women Entrepreneurship Initiative at St. Mary's College. I also participated within the Entrepreneurship and Adversity Program as well. And I am a child care license provider with the state of Indiana. I have had the honor of working with the community, the Common Council as a community relations standing member with the city of South Bend. It's been an honor to be the voice for the residents, especially on the northwest side of town. I hold a bachelor's degree in organizational management as well. It's not on there, but I'm a local minister who have participated and worked with the community, and it's been an honor to just collaborate with everyone as a whole. So at Milestone Academy, my mission is to advocate, educate, and facilitate. And in saying that, when I started out, was in the beginning phases of my business, I was an advocate for the South Bend School Corporation. So I've had the honor of working with exceptional learners and educating parents and the community as a whole on how to work with children with special needs. Thank you. My property is located at 1221 Huey Street, South Bend, Indiana. And the surrounding amenities are LaSalle area, the neighborhood. So we have LaSalle Intermediate Academy School, Meso Primary Center School, and then the near Northwest neighborhood as well. Milestone Academy is excited to partner within the redevelopment phases of the Northwest, on the Northwest side of town. Here we address the needs of the community in the area as a whole. It is a residential single family home being used for childcare, which is a class 1 because the childcare services are being provided within the residential setting. It is 872 square feet, a 2-level property with 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. We also have a fenced-in yard to secure safety for all of our kiddos. And it also has a garage. Here is just a sample of a plan that I designed myself. Here we have just the amenities of the whole house, the house as a whole. We have the entry room, we have the kitchen, the hall, the front room, another front room from the middle, from the south to the middle, and then we have the rear along with the basement. It is my desire to provide amenities to the basement and open that up to an after-school facility for other children who are not using the childcare setting in the future. Here we have the base area, which is at 872, the floor, the square footage, and then the value of the property along with the garage back in the back area of the photo. Right now, I am showing you guys the garage, which is the amenity of to the house. And so the project schedule of this is for December. I will take full ownership of the property In January, we will be providing amenities as far as the masonry, the windows, the doors, and the garage to be caught up on the state regulations for the child care. And then in February 2021, we will be adding a front fence to the lawn to continue to provide safety and secure our kiddos. In May of 2021, we will be providing a summer program. So the goal is to convert this garage into an after-school program setting for other kiddos within the community. Here is our cash flow. I'm sorry. Here's our projected cost here. We are asking for $115,000 to do everything that is going to be needed to expand Milestone Academy so that we can continue to service children on the northwest side of town and in the Michiana area. Our land acquisition cost is $80,700, hard cost $20,000, and soft cost $14,300. Here's our cash flow, again, before our debt services, which is estimated at $30,000. Our annual debt service is $5,436. Our cash flow distribution is at $10,000. Our DSCR is at 2%, and our cash on cash is at $15,000. Once again, this is our loan that we are asking for. We are asking for assistance at $115,000 at a rate of 6%, amortization at 15, and at a 20 fixed term. Here is a map of the surrounding neighborhood where Milestone Academy resides. And so we have the Memorial Hospital, the North Shore Triangle, and the Morris Performing Arts Center. We also have here for you to see our target market. There are several that are not listed. And so who we do focus on right now is our full-time working couples, our parents, and then our part-time working parents as well. During COVID, I only closed for 2 weeks. And so I kept my facility open to help those essential workers. So I had the privilege and honor of working with and providing services for some doctors, nurses, and some firemen as well, who were in need of that assistance. Here we have Swella's Ville, which is in our 5-minute walking distance. This is an amazing, space here that she has provided within the community. And I am also partaking in the LaSalle Branch Library, where our kiddos love to go and read. That's 10 minutes away. And then our 15-minute walk is Memorial Hospital. It's always good to have a hospital close to you while you are providing services for kiddos. So our demographics are single adults. This market analysis focuses on the survival budgets that were put in place with the city and a couple other programs that I pull stats from. And so right now you have a single adult making maybe $547 every 2 weeks. And then a family of 4 making about $858. We know that there's a shortage within our healthcare system and also with our childcare system, especially due to COVID. So our trends would be our survival budgets. Our job at Milestone Academy is to continue to provide services for those parents and those guardians who may struggle paying for childcare. This is my wonderful team. These are my 2 wonderful sons, Tommy and Damon. Here are 2 of my staff, Lori and Janae, and Miss Cheryl, our grandma. And here we have Miss Consuella Hopkins as our developer, because Milestone Academy sits within the infrastructure of her development. It takes a village. I have a photo here of Mayor Mueller and also Pastor Patton. Not just to show you guys these 2 individuals, but to say to the Incremental Development team, we may not understand the language all the time pertaining to these documents, and we may get told no, by bankers. But one thing is certain, it takes a village to raise a family, and it takes a village to continue to provide quality services to families in need of childcare. I would like to thank you, and I would like to say, it is an honor. It has been an honor working with you, and I would like to continue to grow and learn the language of this business. Thank you. Milestone Academy can be reached. You can find us at lahughes574@gmail.com. And here's our information, our contact information. Thank you so much for allowing a little girl off the west side of town take partnership in such a wonderful program. Thank you.
LaQuita, that little girl has turned into quite the leader. So
Thank
congratulations on this project. It's incredible. So we'll give people a couple moments to put comments and questions in the chat.
Thank you so much.
But we're already getting some wonderful comments to you. Just, great job. This is amazing. Paula says, yeah, yes, she has. Yes, you have become an amazing leader. Yep. LaQuita, while questions are coming in, since I have the privilege of knowing a little bit more about your plans, do you want to talk about sort of the future once this project is solidified? Do you have expansion plans in terms of your business and small scale development projects?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking, Willow. Right now, there is a vacant lot next door to the Academy. And so I am planning on purchasing that lot, expanding on that lot, along with the garage, and opening the after school program for families in those areas who are in need of putting their children somewhere where they can feel safe and secure. And then I also plan on opening up a Milestone Academy 2, which would be tiered on the southeast side of town. And I plan on converting that garage that's an amenity to that house, adding that on for an after school project as well. Thanks, Marty, for the tips and the pictures and the encouragement.
LaQuita, that's great. Mike Keene asked, do you know who owns that lot?
Yes, I do.
That's great. LaQuita, while we're waiting to see if there's some other questions or comments, and you have a captive audience, would you take a moment to just share how COVID has affected your business? Our childcare providers have definitely been on the front lines of things, and I know there's been some ups and downs.
Absolutely. COVID has definitely challenged me as a childcare provider. A lot of the families had to decide whether they're going to continue to work, or stay home with their kiddos. And so it has definitely challenged me to think bigger and to continue to learn and to gain knowledge in the business world and in the development world, so that I can expand, because I know that this is our new normal, but I do know that things are going to get better, and things have been okay for me financially. However, due to state laws and regulations, I had to downsize my shifts. And so I tried to do the best that I could to keep my staff abreast and keep them working. But it was a bit of a challenge. But it gave me the opportunity to collaborate more with the teachers and help the kiddos and the families keep that bonded relationship, and to educate them on things that they would not have gotten educated on if we were not in a close-knitted setting as the home child care. So we talk about violence, we talk about a lot of trauma, and just putting the family structure together and keeping it healthy. So we've had a lot of time to put a program together that is going to diffuse the violence, and which is helping me to want to stay in the area and continue to grow my business.
LaQuita, Dan Buckenmeyer is asking, is your 80,000 acquisition cost just the garage, and have you gotten an appraisal?
It is not just the garage, it's also the lot next door, just a project that I want to do. And I'm in the process of getting an appraisal on the whole entire project as a whole.
So the 80,000 is the single family home with the garage and the adjacent vacant lot?
Correct.
Okay. Wonderful. And NK is asking, how many kids can you take on a daily basis?
Well, I can take up to 24 or more, but due to the levels, the tiers that the governor had placed the state on, we just opened back up. So I was only able to take 10 up until last month. And so now I'm able to restructure all of my shifts, and I'm in the process of doing that now. I just hired 3 staff. And so they're going through the process of their background checks and all of that. And so once my staff are on board and they have completed the trainings that's required, I will start filling those slots up right away.
That's great.
Thank you.
Kate Lee is asking if you've worked with employers to introduce their employees to your childcare programs.
Yes, I have. I have worked, yes, I have. I've worked with, I'm sorry, I was reading the comment again. I've worked with several employers. I'm coming from working in the community, and so I have a wide range of connections. And so I've gotten the word out. Right now, I'm setting a conference actually on December 5th at the Charles Black Community Center to bring entrepreneurs and to bring businesses together so that we can work together as we move forward onto the next stage set by the governor. So I'm definitely working diligently to try to put those family pieces and those community pieces together and get the word out so that we can get back to functioning at a higher capacity.
LaQuita, thank you so much. We are going to transition things over to Consuella Hopkins.
Thank you, Willow.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Was I muted? You gotta love technology. But welcome to Swellaville Office Studios and Suites. I am Consuella Hopkins, and I create purposeful opportunities that work economic revitalization. And as a native born and raised here in South Bend, I have a love and a passion for my city. Over the years, I have noticed what my great-grandmother would call, good folk with integrity, work ethic, ownership, and businesses and homes starting to lose their way of life. So, as a daughter, a wife, a mother, a friend, I knew that I would either be a part of the problem and talk about it all day long doing nothing, or roll up my sleeves, pull out my checkbook, give of my time, and be a part of the solution to restore, revitalize, and renew the essence of a beautiful people and a wonderful community. So for me, the solution was Swellaville. In 2008, I developed a 6-phase master plan for the Lincoln Way West corridor. Phase 1, we created a movement called the Lincoln Way West Corridor Beautification Project. And it was a neighborhood initiative that started in 2010 to encourage residents and business owners to work together. Now, phase 2, it's called Raising Rental Standards, right? So as you can see by all the green pins on the map, I started investing in rental properties in the area to provide a much needed quality housing that the area needed. This is one of our rentals. This is 1029 Huey. Before is what it looked like when I purchased it. And this is 1029 Huey after. Quite a difference. Now, phase 3 is building oneness and the Swellaville's universities. In the universities, there are tenant university, landlord university, kids play university, as well as business university. Now, phase 4 is home ownership, where we are transitioning a lot of our tenants who are currently renting now into home ownership or investing into their own projects, as well as building new homes. And those will be the ones we are interested in, the lots that we are purchasing and look to acquire as well are the blue pins on our map here. Phase 5 is professional commercial space, and those are red pins. And that is why and what has brought us here today. And the second commercial space we are investing in is located on a major corridor of Lincoln Way at the corner of Huey Street and Lincoln Way West. The 76 square foot property is conveniently located in an up and coming community and is only 2.2 miles from downtown South Bend and 2 miles east of the South Bend Airport. This project will continue the legacy of the property ownership remaining African-American owned and professionally operated, as well as it complements the City of South Bend West Side Main Street Master Plan that I have the pleasure of also sitting on as advisory. So renovating this commercial property into 15 private and professional office suites is very exciting. It is a new investment. It's a development outside of downtown area and is right here in a neighborhood that could use the resources. Phase 6 is a full circle where we have a desire and we will develop the Lincoln Way corridor as a whole with additional amenities, basic needs like grocery stores and entertainment that the area needs. It needs also more entertainment as well. But we'll talk about all that another time. But for now, let's dive further into 2201 Lincoln Way West. The project is called Swella's Ville Office Studios and Suites, and it's the latest commercial building we are adding to our portfolio. We also call it SVOSS. Now, it offers growing businesses an upscale professional environment with all the trimmings of a fraction of the price it would cost them independently. Now, SVOSS 15 private office spaces has a total of 3,400 rentable square footage, and it's the newest shared office space in South Bend. Now, with a shared boardroom, waiting area, and a break room, the environment is designed to create companies and to allow them to have a professional space to conduct their business, their trades, meet with clients, and help them all grow together as one. Now, the goal is to make the entrepreneur spirit and the creativity come alive while building a strong economic system. Now, currently under renovations, as you see, this is our upper hallway and smaller office studio. Currently under renovation, SVOSS management team is already vetting potential tenants and has a waiting list for the completion deadline of November 30th, right around the corner. The upper level has 7 suites ranging from 94 to 308 rentable square footage, a boardroom, as well as a break area. Now, the lower level has 8 suites ranging from 177 to 370 rentable square footage. So it looks really nice. It's going to be a phenomenal professional space, and I would love for you to see it. Now, let's talk money. The gross potential income for this building is $68,000. With a 90% occupancy minus the operating expenses, I have a net operating income actually of $38,000. And after the debt service ratio of only 3%, there's a cash flow of $24,000. Also, with a 10 cap of $378,000? Yes, $378,000 roughly. So in closing, As you can see, I am vested in this community and the corridor to raise the standard of economic prosperity. Every investment I have ever made has increased my net worth greatly, but now it's time to bring on some partners. To bring some partners in order to do more investments, to make a greater impact. And I'm just excited about what that will look like. And in fact, of everything I've seen, to be able to bring it from my mind's eye to on paper to reality, to change not only my net worth, but the community's net worth as a whole. So thank you so much for your time. I'm Consuella Hopkins. I can be reached at hello@SVOSS2201.com. Have a great evening, everyone.
Consuela, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
just
you.
take a moment to let those questions and comments come in. Paul is saying, great job. And Bev Horton, beautiful, amazing work.
Thank you.
Mike Keene is saying, amazing. How are you finding your tenants?
Well, because I've been in real estate, wow, a long time, and also having my accounting firm. I know a lot of people. When back in the day, it used to be, we had a binder of all the business cards, right? But now on internet. But we do have a large variety of clients that come. We advertise. Clients come and see us. We're doing Facebook. We do LoopNet right now. And then I'm hiring a part-time property manager that's going through vetting everyone for me, because I do run an accounting firm as well as our real estate development company.
I love your hands-on, but you're also delegating.
Oh, definitely. After a while, you learn to, you better if you want to keep growing, you have to delegate. And I'm loving it, the fact of being able to create jobs, off of something that was just a desire to do more, to answer a need that the community has, and then also hire people and train right here in the community. So it's phenomenal.
As well as more comments and questions are coming in, I just want to make a observation. You're really activating like a key hub on the Lincoln Way corridor at Olive, but you've had a presence on the west side for a very, very long time, and really, like, you're making a lot of other development possible. And you did something that was really interesting, because not only did you plant your business there, but you attached like your image, your face, like the billboards, like your business and your identity was connected to being an anchor on the west side. A little bit about why you did that.
Wow. No one has asked me that for a really long time, Willow. And one of the things that I did for that is because my name is a family name. I was named after my grandmother, who had 4 sisters. Well, and their little name was Connie, Sue, and Ella. And so Consuella, and my aunt was named Consuela, and I was also named Consuela. But my grandmother on my mother's side was just great grandmother, actually, was this beautiful woman. So family name meant something. And I knew that when I started my accounting firm, that if I named it after me, that it would continue to always, I would make sure it uphold this integrity and standard that was needed. And then also, as far as just the advertising and making sure that, because how many people really put their face on this big billboard in front of their office, right? But I also wanted to make sure and let the community know that you can be African American and run a business and be professional, have integrity. You can prosper. I want the other kids to see that. And I can tell you, for years, sometimes even still to this day, and I've been in this office on the corridor 15 years, we bought this commercial space. And, some of the young children will still come in and can't believe that, they wanted to meet the woman on the picture, and how it makes a difference. They started thinking differently about having their own business or what that looks like. So again, just as a reminder, and a constant presence that you can grow right here in your community. I wanted to let people know, literally going from, I think when I bought this building, I may have been at like 32 gross, net by then, to now run a multi-million-dollar business simply right here in the corridor where so many other people didn't see the value, but I always seen the value of the West Side because I know the good people that came from here. I was blessed to go to LaSalle High School, Kennedy School. My father, and then I'm gonna give way. When I was growing up, he called it every time he got a raise, he would move us to what he said to a better place, a bigger home, if you will. And so every 2 to 3 years, we did move, and the house got bigger and bigger. The homes were bigger and bigger, and the people and my classmates started to look less like me. But what it did was give me a blessing to see all the good things that was happening all over the city, because we did move to different parts of the city, but also to see the difference in the education, the housing, how people treated the basic necessities in each community only based by who was there. So I knew early that I wanted to be an example to show that it doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody deserves to participate and have discretionary income and participate and have a good life. So that's what's been my driving force on so many levels.
Well, and we're grateful for it.
Thank you.
Consuela, we're almost at time, but I want to give pitch one quick question to you because it's from David Hurley. I know it's to all presenters, but I'm going to let you take this one before we close out our webinar. He's asking about some specific ways local government can facilitate your enterprise. This could be active ways like shared costs for infrastructure improvement, proactive help navigating zoning issues, and in more passive ways, simplifying regulatory and inspection requirements. And I want to encourage you also to maybe give a comparison, because the relationship with the city and sort of facilitating your success has not always been an easy road. You've been at this for a while, and I'm hoping that you've seen a transformation maybe in the city's approach to things as well.
Oh, definitely. I am very, very pleasantly pleased, in Alkina and the work that her department is doing and helping facilitate like Mike King and bring it on Incremental Development Alliance with Monty. It was truly, I think Octavia mentioned too, for me, it was truly honest. It was answered prayer in the sense that I knew failure was not an option. To know me, I'm a businesswoman first and foremost, and I make good business decisions. But I also knew this was an uphill battle, and took a long time to get some things done that didn't have to be done. But what I've seen also though is that the city has been a listening ear, and they were also, when they seen that I was serious about this corridor and they knew that things were going to be done. I see even back from Mayor Pete, they were able to set some things in order. Making sure that there's TIF dollars that does come this way. I had to get on different boards, start understanding how government work, our county city work, just to understand how to be a voice, how to make sure that the people's voice was heard. So if you want to make some change, you really got to get in there and roll up your sleeves and do the things that people aren't done. Because if you're not at the table, it's hard to understand how to change the table, how to get the table to understand you and what's going on. So that's a loaded question. I do see and know I'm excited about the city and Dan, what they're doing now, and that they're listening, that they're partnering to get some of these things done, because I think I told Mayor Pete last year, that it's time to heal the West Side. We need investments over here. So whatever needs to be done, we need more than just loans. We need grants. We need some grants, because there's been not as much of a investment made in this corridor. So there's our taxpayer dollars as well. So start making sure that is also filtered back into the West Side. And so whatever you think needs to be done, we got universities that's happening. So I think we just sit down and talk about it. I can truly tell you, because I got a long list of things that I know that's needed, along with the long things of the things that have already been changed and the great things that is already happening.
Consuela, thank you. And thank you so much to our audience for tuning in, for asking great questions, for encouraging these projects, for being interested in what we're doing. The small scale development strategy is one that I'm personally really excited about, and was really excited to bring it into the work that we do with the Spark program as another wealth building strategy for our women entrepreneurs, encouraging them to build wealth building businesses but also encouraging them to build generational wealth and assets that can be passed along to their children, and leveraging what they were already doing as active leaders in our community. All of these women were already cared deeply about the places where they lived, and they were doing business. So when I think about the, how will our community rebuild, we have a new strategy to deploy, but I think the bigger question is who will rebuild? And we see a big part of that answer today with these women entrepreneurs. So thank you all for your hard work getting these presentations together. I also want to make sure to thank a few more people. Jim Kuman, who is a founder of the Incremental Development Alliance, has been a key partner for this project and has helped guide a lot of these projects. From the city, Marty Mechtenberg is project lead and has been absolutely wonderful to work with. Some other folks from the city include Mike Altenberger and Alex Underwood and David Cholak. Also want to thank our city planner, Tim Corcoran, and also Angela Smith for being great partners to us as well. On my team, I want to give special thanks to NK Dujeri. She is a graduate student from Notre Dame, and she's been interning with us this fall, and we're so grateful to her. And also want to thank St. Mary's students Damaris Alguin and Julia Wilson. I'm concerned that I might have forgotten someone. So if any of our panelists or partners want to make sure to either add in the chat or unmute to make sure that we get all those thank yous in, I'd be grateful for it. Otherwise, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for spending this time on Friday with us.
Willow, thank you. You have been phenomenal on so many levels. Thank you for taking the charge and letting other women see that other women can be in real estate development.
That's right.
Yes.
And I promised there wasn't enough time, but in another iteration of presentations, I've got a little slide deck for a small scale development project that I did in the Near Northwest neighborhood. I dipped my toe in to the smallest small scale development project one could possibly do, which was a 250 square foot granny flat or a micro apartment in our garage. And it's a project that was made possible by the new simplified building codes in the city that allowed us to add this kind of density back to the neighborhoods. And I'll be happy to share about that later. But I definitely, saw the value for my own family and was really glad to see just the diversity of projects and women who I admire leading the charge.
Absolutely.
So thank you again, everyone.
Great job, ladies. Thank you.
Have a great Friday.